May 29th, 2019, Fish Journal Entry 33. I find myself where I normally find myself, in my fish room, in my favorite chair, trying to think of an idea for my next video. It could take days before I come up with something that I think is appropriate to record and upload on my channel. Stan Lee once said when he created the Amazing Spider-Man that with great power comes great responsibility. And as my channel begins to grow, I wonder what my responsibility is to you. Today, I'm going to give you some truth, some transparency, and for you to see behind the scenes. You see, today I realized that it's not just the successes that you need to see and learn from, but it's also the failures, the mistakes. Hi guys, it's Scott, kingandqueencichlids. Thank you so much for joining me for another new video. Today's video is going to be a little tough for me. Normally I like to show you my successes and the great things that are going on in the fish room. But after a lot of soul searching and thinking, I realize now that you guys need to see the bad as well as the good. There's no way you guys are going to learn simply by seeing things that I do right. Like most people, you sometimes learn the most when you do something wrong or made a mistake or have had a failure. That invigorates you to keep going and to try harder and to do better. So today we're going to talk about a recent loss I had in my fish room. I'm not proud of it, but I'm going to talk about it. I actually did a spotlight on this pair about a month or so ago, and unfortunately the Parachromis female Dovi passed away a few days ago in my fish room, and I have absolutely no idea why. I don't, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a marine biologist, I don't have a microscope or any tools to an autopsy. All I know is that I came down and the female was dead, the male's absolutely fine. There's still hundreds of fry swimming with no issues, no problems. I did a water parameter test, everything checked out fine. So it kind of goes back to that lame excuse that I hate to hear from people when they say, oh well, the male must have killed the female. I've always thought that was a cop-out, but quite honestly at this point, guys, I don't have a correct answer for you. I'm going to give you a rundown of what I think could have happened. And if you guys can leave me your comments below, let me know what you think. Let me know if you've had the same experience, or just give me your thoughts. Because I'm a little frustrated, but I think this is something that we can all learn from. The moral of the story being, everyone has failures in their fish room. Everyone. From the very top of the YouTube chain to the very top of scientists and marine biologists all over the place. I mean, I know Rusty Wessel, I know Dr. Paul Lazell, I know Wayne LaBelle, I know a lot of people who are accomplished, successful scientists, hobbyists in this aquarium hobby that have had failures. So don't beat yourself up, try to improve and move on. So here I am being transparent with you and giving you a look at one of my failures. So let's, again, talk about it a little further and see what we can come up with. I've had this pair for nearly 2 years. They have produced thousands of spawns. I am in a 150-gallon tank, sponge filter and hang-on back filters. It's heavily aquascaped. In fact, there's a stump in there that I put so that the female could get away from the male whenever she needed to. It was big enough for her to get into, but small enough that he couldn't get into it. And it seemed to be working great. I mean, there were no issues. And then all of a sudden to come down and find her dead just has me dumbstruck, quite honestly. Now, there's only really two options. It had to be the male getting overly aggressive and killing her, or it had to be that the female ran into some of this driftwood, because I have it heavily aquascaped with driftwood. Some of that driftwood is very sharp. If she got overly excited and darted off, she could have possibly ran into one of these branches and done something internally that could have killed her, such as puncture her swim bladder or something that made her die. One thing that I see now that may be a potential problem is that I have two 150-gallon tanks with two very aggressive Parachromis dovi pairs, and these two males head up and get very aggressive and start mouthing off at each other. And I'm wondering, by having these two tanks together, am I not only promoting the aggression but making it worse? These two males get really aggressive with each other, and I'm wondering if they're taking that back to the females because they're frustrated or not liking the fact that the other male can see into what he would consider his territory. So I'm thinking about putting a black divider in between the two tanks so they can't see each other anymore, and see if that will remedy this issue that I didn't see coming. Now, again, I have some great friends who've been in this hobby a long time who have told me at any moment the female can turn on the male or the male can turn on the female, and a great compatible pair that's been living harmoniously for years can just turn on turn on one another and kill one another. And I guess that's the case. I just never really had experienced anything like that until now. So it's very disappointing, and I was lured into a false sense of thinking that everything was fine within the tanks. So moving forward, quite honestly, guys, I don't know what I should do other than maybe after the male and female have spawned, taking one or the other out of the tank, so that there is no desire for the male or the female, because I've seen it happen both ways, to take out any aggression on the other. So I'm going to get another female, and hopefully it'll be from the batch that I already have in the house. I have a couple of 2-inch dovi grow-outs that are getting bigger, and hopefully when they reach about 4 inches I can find a female to put in with the male. I'd like to keep the same line together, the same gene pool together, so I'm hoping not to buy a female from the outside and to use whatever I have in stock already. But give me your thoughts, guys. What do you think could have possibly happened to cause, after all this time, the male to kill the female, if that was in case what happened, indeed what happened? Or is it that these tanks are so aquascape with some of this wood that it's causing a problem? And I have to tell you, I love that my tanks are aquascaped to something very similar to their natural habitat, and for me to have to remove that for their own safety is troubling. I really wouldn't want to do it, but if that's in case what's happened in this particular instance, then maybe that's something that I'm going to have to do. At least when they're breeding, maybe I need to pull some of that stuff out, make sure all the edges are blunt so it's not going to hurt them. But it's just disappointing. So again, guys, it's a short video. I wanted to take this opportunity to show you a mistake and a failure and give you some ideas of what I thought happened. And hopefully, if you guys have big cichlids at home or are thinking about getting big cichlids because you enjoy my channel, you will take this failure that I had and process it and remember it when it comes time for you to breed your cichlids. Now, I purposely did not ask anyone to hit the subscribe button or notification bell because I wanted you to hear what I was talking about first. Now, if this is something that you're interested in, which is seeing the good and the bad, then hit that subscription button, hit that notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video, or that Liz and I go on live on Sunday nights at 8. And if you enjoy this video, give me a thumbs up. It's been a tough week. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know it's all going to be all right. Give me your comments below. Let me know if you've had some mistakes, some failures that have caused you to be a little blue, and what you did to get back in the game. Alright guys, again, I really appreciate your support. Our channel is really taking off. Like I said, we've gotten like 400 subscribers in the last 30 days, and it hasn't stopped yet. So thank you so much for your support, your love, and for watching King and Queen Cichlids. Talk to you later. Bye bye.